Hey everybody, Jolene and I wanted to look sparkly, so here we are. I'm gonna try to talk with a Jolene on me. Get down. Oh, it snorts. I don't know about y'all, but my dog snorts. Jolene, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. So yeah, if you try to do anything in our house, you end up with Jolene on you. So I guess I will give you this important Tour de Fleece update with a Jolene on me. Get down. Get down. Oh, you're fine. Dramatic dog. Anyhow, my kids are here, and so I'm just going to make a video because we all know I will not have enough brain cells to type this out. So I read everybody's I'm new to Tour de Fleece, and what is Tour de Fleece, all that good stuff. So long story short, Tour de Fleece is kind of a joke on Tour de France, and the idea is, I believe it started on Ravelry. I could totally be lying. Pretty sure it started on Ravelry. And as far as I know, we are the only place that is not on Ravelry that's doing Tour de Fleece. That doesn't mean that we are. It just means I'm the only ones that we know of. And we do typically also compete as a wild card team on Ravelry. I am very busy, so I am never on Ravelry unless I'm looking up patterns for personal use. So usually Amy or Brittany or somebody from our staff also kind of heads up the same situation, but on Ravelry, for all primary purposes, it seems that our group typically exists in this Facebook group. It seems to be where the action happens. So Tour de Fleece is the idea is that while they are spinning in Tour de France on their bikes, that we are spinning on our spinning wheels. And so that's where it's kind of a joke. So that's what Tour de Fleece is, TDF for short. And here come my kids. So what we do, and I feel like a lot of other teams, there's a lot of more official teams. So I'm sure if you join a more official team on Ravelry, which you are welcome to do and be on more than one, I think some teams are much more official where on the days that the people on Tour de France are doing hills, they do certain stuff, and when they're doing straightaways, they do other stuff. I think everybody in this group pretty much knows that nobody that works at Crafty Housewife Yarns has any clue at all, none at all, what anybody in France on a bike is doing on any particular given time. So we are not doing that because we are not that on top of things. What we usually do, and so that's just some of the groups. Oh, there's Dee Dee. All right. And like I said, not all groups are that official. Usually they involve kind of setting your own goal. We always kind of do that so people will kind of set a goal for I'm going to try to spin this many ounces during the time of Tour de Fleece, or I'm going to try to spin this much yardage. So you can set a personal goal and then try to meet your personal goal. We always encourage people to do that. We also usually use it, as sort of educational, which is why I posted that we like new spinners. So, and we also always have a drop spindle division because, we like drop spindles. We want people that, maybe have never spun. This could be a good time to jump in. So if you've never spun and you want to get a drop spindle, we've got some really cool ones where you can get them from anywhere, or you can make your own. We also have a thing on our website where you can make your own. So you have no excuse. And I'm sorry, I clearly should have had enough coffee. So we have you can compete on either a wheel or a drop spindle, or I suppose a combination of both, but usually people pick one or the other. We just didn't want the people, obviously you can spend a lot more yardage and weight on a wheel than you could a drop spindle, so we wanted just drop spindle people competing with drop spindle people for the sake of fairness. And so everybody kind of sets their own individual goals, and there's Dee Dee. Say hi, Dee Dee. It's Dee Dee. Okay. And so you can either set your own individual goal, or we usually will kind of have different criteria, and we just kind of do a drawing. So, I mean, honestly, you're kind of in charge of setting your own goals, and then at the end, we do different drawings for different categories. So I think Brittany usually looks for, like I said, within wheel and within spindle, most yardage spun wins something. most weight spun wins something. And so that works out because, like, obviously if you're like, I'm going to spin giant yarn from an entire fleece, you might not get that much yardage, but you would get a lot of weight. So then you would be competing more in the ounceage, the weight category. And then if you're like, I'm all about that sock yarn, then you might not actually be spinning that much weight, but you'd be spending a whole bunch of yardage. So then you'd want to compete in the yardage category. And then we usually just do drawings for other weird stuff like, you know, participation prizes. We usually do like a participation in general, just if you were commenting and posting pictures. And even if that's where you can really shine if you're brand new. So if you're posting a ton of pictures and questions, then you're getting a ton of participation points. And we also usually do separate drawings for using our fiber. So if you were showing off that you were spinning and they were any of our monthly braids or monthly fiber boxes, and we also have some special Tour de Fleece braids that are going to be listed soon. So, you know, you can have more chances of winning prizes if you were spinning with our fiber, but that's totally not necessary. So if, you know, like you're a farmer, and you're like, I got fiber coming out my eyeballs, I'm sure not buying any, then, you know, definitely still spin with us. If I think I saw somebody asking about like how to keep track of weight, especially if you were newer, a really easy way to do that is, and this is going to sound like a shameless plug for buying stuff from us, but so be it. If you have like 4 of our monthly braids that you've been hoarding, then each one of the braids is 4 ounces. So you can just keep track that, you know, if you spun all 4 of those braids, then you spun 16, all 4, then that would be 16 ounces. Same thing with bats, you know, like keep track of like, you know, okay, I spun however many 2-ounce bats. So that's a really easy way to keep up with weight, is if you know like what the weight of what it was you were spinning from, like 4-ounce braids or 2-ounce bats, and then just keep track how much you spun. That's an easy way to do that. Nitty knotties, you can make your own nitty knotty out of PCP pipe, or you can buy a cheap nitty knotty. They have them a bunch on Etsy. If you just put in nitty knotty, it should pull up. We don't really sell any nitty knotties. We've got the Spinolution ones, which are really nice because they come apart and they're kind of collapsible. Nice. Yeah, they're very nice. But they are more expensive, and I mean, you know, I have one because I'm a dealer, and I was like, I'm going to get one. But, you know, we don't really sell nitty knotties besides that one, and there are definitely way cheaper ones that can be acquired or made, so I would recommend getting a cheap one.
Acquired and made.
Yeah. So, you know, I would say get yourself a cheap nitty knotty and spend that money on some fiber. But yeah, so I think that's answered most of the questions. But yeah, so Tour de Fleece is coming up. Please, we're going to be doing it, and Brittany and Jesse are heading it up because I'm going to be in and out of town, and I'm way less reliable on these things than they are. So she has started the actual like little event page that's linked to this group. So instead of just doing it in the group, we used to just do it in the group in general, but this group has gotten big enough now that I think we would annoy people that are not spinning, would just be like, oh my God, I'm tired of seeing all these people spin. So we're going to do an actual like event page to just kind of keep that separate. Kaylin, what are you doing to the sink? Okay. So please, if you are remotely interested, go click going or interested on the event that Brittany just posted. Please get out of the drawer. So yes, please go put at least interested, and you will get, you know, reminders and stuff, and it's coming up in July, and we will have fiber coming up, all the official TDF fiber, before then, about a week before then. So whatever TDF date is, I think, what is it, like, June 20-something.
June 20-something.
About a week before then is when we will have so mid-June is when all of the new braids will go for sale.
Yeah.
In the meantime, all of the, you know, any of our monthly fiber braids, I know a lot of people are hoarding them, and this month's are in the mail. They're really pretty. So any of those bats or braids, you know, we've got those too, and I think we've got a couple random leftover braids if you really need one right now on our website. So I'm clearly distracted. I will let you go. But if there are any questions that I did not cover in this long rambly video, post them below, and one of us will answer them. Thank you. Say bye, Dee Dee.
Bye bye. I miss you. Ah.